Hello, my name is John Svek. Welcome to this All 24 video. I'll just start by saying this video was sent in by request. One of our followers on Twitter sent us a message just asking for a power run fit video. So here we are. So if there's something you'd like to see on the website, please shoot us a line. We'd be happy to make that video up. So getting to power run fits, this is actually a continuation of a previous video. I'm just talking about run fit basics. So you might want to watch that one first, and then this is a continuation talking about a specific play, the power. So we'll get right into it. I want to just teach it off of this PowerPoint slide here. Again, in that initial video, we'll talk about a number of different decisions you'll need to make when constructing your run fits. This video will talk about a 4-3 defense and one specific way of fitting off a power. Again, there's many ways to do it. So you want to start by giving your defensive players an understanding of what the offense is trying to achieve here, right? What's going on with the power, what kind of blocks and counts is the offense using. Having that understanding will give you a much better chance of executing and stopping this play. We'll sort of go position by position here. So starting with the defensive ends, again, we're assuming on this fit that you're using a shuffle technique and you're boxing the play. So when our defensive ends line up here, the first thing they're going to see is that down block away. So if that is your scheme, which is what we're talking about here, they're going to get into their shuffle, and then again, they're going to box that play and try to force things inside. So for the play side defensive end, I've drawn him here as a box player. So he's going to use his inside shoulder to take on that block. This is a physical play, taking on that kick out block and boxing it. So he wants to have good pad level. If it's a fullback and the fullback doesn't have a huge head of steam, your defensive end might be able to use his hands, and that's the best way to get extension. If he sees him late and that guy's coming with a head of steam, he might have to strike him with the forearm, same leg, squeeze, and then extend his arms and try to play off that block. But if you're a boxing team, that defensive end wants to keep his outside arm free in case the ball spills. He wants to make that play. For the backside defensive end, he's going to be that shuffle player. So maybe the offense is reading him. He's unblocked unless that backside tackle wants to hinge. So he's going to be that shuffle player. He's not going to get upfield. He's going to sit. He's going to squeeze, keep his shoulders square, and that's going to be his responsibility on this play. For the interior defensive tackles, obviously they don't know what play is coming, so we want to be attacking our targets. So they're going to be attacking their initial targets and reacting off of that. Starting with this 3-tech here, he's going to be taking on that double team. Very important for him to stand his ground here and really limit and squeeze the point of attack. So again, he wants to attack his target, which is the outside shoulder of this guard. And if he does a good job just attacking that target, he might mandate that double stays on him. So he wants to be really physical and violent, and when that double team comes on him, he wants to throw his hip into that double team. But again, we don't want one hand on each player. We want to really control that target, squeeze, and really try to limit that. It's a very physical play. You want to limit that as much as you can. For your one technique player on the backside, again, he's going to be attacking the shoulder of this guard. And when he sees that pull, that's going to take him right where he needs to be, which is getting into that center. So the center is going to be executing a down block on your nose. You want that nose tackle to recognize that quickly and then shift his focus onto that center. And for us, we're going to squeeze it. Now, some schemes will ask that nose to cross face and get over top. I think that sound, you're just going to want to make sure your backers are on the same page. But for us, we're just going to squeeze that center down, and this nose is going to keep his right arm free. That's going to be his gap, but he wants to squeeze and limit, keep the right arm free for a cutback, and again, push that center back into the point of attack as much as he can. Getting into the linebacker play now, this is obviously a very important part of this fit. The key here, and when I used to coach a 4-3 and coach linebackers in this defense, is recognizing the play. You really want them to understand and recognize this play early, communicate it, and really know, again, what the offense is trying to do here. So when that will linebacker, he should be the first one to see that puller. The Mike should see it as well out of the corner of his eye. You want them calling pull, or power, and letting that Sam know what's coming, because for the Sam backer, things are going to really open up in front of him, but he needs to understand what's going on. So in this kind of fit, when things open up and that Sam wants to come downhill, he's going to end up taking on this puller, and he wants to take that on, keeping his outside arm free. So he wants to be aggressive, come downhill, and take that on with the right side of his body so that his left arm is free, and that is his fit, his responsibility in this fit. One more point as you're drilling that with your linebackers. Again, for me in Canadian football, I still like the reading of the offensive line. A backfield read is tough, in my opinion. We see a lot of one-back runs. We see a lot of misdirection with the fullback. So we like to read the offensive line just to give us that initial sense of what's going on. And then you're going to have to decide, if you're seeing a lot of RPOs or things like that, how aggressive you want to be. Getting their eyes low and seeing the offensive line and how they're working together will give your linebackers a little bit of a head start in getting to the point of attack. Talking about the Mike linebacker here on this fit, again, he wants to recognize what's happening. He needs to understand that there's a puller that's moving, and he wants to get himself to the point of attack. So ideally, our 3 tech is, again, mandating that double team. It stays on him, and your Mike is free to come make the play. Very often, that tackle is going to be able to come off and go search for your Mike linebacker. When we take this block on, we want it to be as close to the line of scrimmage as possible. We want to be tight and squeeze and pry and get over top and tight of that down block. So our Mike linebacker wants to take that on using good technique, get a cross face of that block, but not losing too much ground. He wants to be tight to the line of scrimmage and show up in that crease there where the point of attack is. And then for us, if we're seeing this play a lot and everything is going right in our run fit, the guy that ends up making the tackle is often that will linebacker, right? As long as he sees everything in front of him, he reads it, he diagnoses it, and our point of attack players are sound in getting to their fits, usually things are forced back to that will linebacker. So we call that the AllStar Lane, right? That's how you get to be an all-star, is coming through that lane and cleaning things up. So often he's going to, again, see the pull, he wants to cruise the strip, and be in this crease here for when that running back decides to cut back. We need our will linebacker to make the play. He needs to beat the block of that offensive tackle, and again, everything else has to go right. So we want to see that pull, we want to start moving towards the play side, and again, if everything is done properly, he's going to end up making that tackle in the AllStar Lane. So there you have it. That's one way to fit off of a power. Again, if you're seeing a lot of RPOs and you're too fast with that will linebacker, an offense might have a counter for that. But this is one sound way to do it. Again, there's variations of spilling and chasing and all those kinds of things. So my advice is to just make sure, however you're fitting off the power, you want to rep that a lot with especially your linebackers. Have them see the play, understand how to diagnose it, and then get themselves to the proper fit that you've designed. This has been an All-24 video. Again, if you have something you'd like to see from us, please send us a message on one of our social media platforms. Have a great day.